Hi, friends. Good morning. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you are well. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend so far. And I hope the weather is as beautiful by you as it is here by me. It has been an absolute gorgeous weekend. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. And also, thank you so much for joining me yesterday for our After Dark edition as well. I truly appreciate that. I really appreciate the fact that you guys start off your week with me. So, thank you so much for that. Today we're going to be working on our puppies project. We've put together the quilt flap already, but today we're going to be working on borders and binding. I think we're going to get to all the borders today, but we're going to have to kind of wait and see a little bit of what happens and go from there. Music is really loud in my ear again today, so I'm going to actually turn it off today. We're going to do that. That way I can actually hear myself speak. We're going to be working on our puppies project, but before we get into that project, I do have something very special in this little box right here that I'd like to show you. But even before we do that, I want to hop into chat and say hello to all of our friends there, and then of course say hello to our four-legged friends, which the camera is not in the right spot today. I bumped it yesterday, and so it's kind of like moved over a little bit. Hi, good morning, Ivy. Welcome back to the channel. She's so cute. She's so cute. All right, let me hop into chat really quickly first and say hello to everybody there. I believe the very first person in chat this morning was Brat46. So good morning, Brat46. It is so great to see you. Welcome back to the channel. Linda Denton is also here with us this morning. Good morning, Linda. Welcome back. Yes, 888 subscribers. Yep, only 112 more to go, Brat46. So if you guys have friends or family or you're working on part of a group, please make sure that you share our channel. When we get to that 1,000 subscribers goal, I will have a 1 million thimble redemption box to give away. That is so really big prizes coming out of here lately. In fact, speaking of million thimble redemptions, we had two of them yesterday, so that was really exciting. Congratulations to those winners. I will get with you guys in the next week or so to kind of go over what it is that you're winning, what it is that you want in your prize boxes. I already talked to one of you already, so I've started to curate that box and get that ready for you. It takes me a couple of weeks to put those boxes together because sometimes I gotta get some parts and pieces from stores and things like that. So please be patient with me with regards to those boxes. Brat46 is here. Sandra K is also here this morning. Good morning, Sandra. Welcome back to the channel. It is so great to see you. Carrie Leonard is also here. Good morning. Let's see who else is here with us this morning. Yes, a couple. Oh, wow. So Brad says, this is for the old timers. We found the other day from my late brother's effects a compact personal PC companion from 1997 that uses two A batteries and Windows C. We haven't found the docking station. Is that like the little Palm Pilot things? Because I had one of those. I thought it was really cool, and I was hot stuff when I was in high school because I had one of those. But that's pretty cool. Let's see. Linda is here. She says, how's everybody doing? I'm trying to enjoy the rest of my day because work comes early. Yes, it does. Good morning, Linda. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Patty is also here with us. Good morning, Patty. Welcome back. Raven is here. Good evening. Good morning, Raven. Welcome back. I hope you are well. Patricia is here. Good morning, Patricia. Welcome back. Judy is also here. Good morning, Judy. My goodness, so many of you folks this morning. Not a problem, though. Good morning, Sylvia. Welcome back. Let's see who else is here this morning. My goodness. Streamlabs, of course, is here this morning, here to take all your thimbles away, I'm sure. Um, let's see. Who else is here this morning? Scrolling through chat. Brenda, good morning. Welcome back. It is so great to see you. Let's see. Sylvia is here. I said good morning to you. Judy, good morning. I think I said good morning to you also. Yes, Ivy, I see you there too, but you have to wait. Wait like a good girl. A couple people have mentioned an obituary online or a tribute for Timothy Totten. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I am not familiar with them. I'm assuming they're a content creator. I am not familiar with them, but I am sad to hear that whenever anyone passes away, I'm sad to hear that. I'm grateful that the family was able to provide a tribute for those of his fans that follow him, but I'm not familiar with him, unfortunately. Maybe I'll have to look that up later. But I am sorry about that, and I am saddened by anyone else that may or may not be affected by his passing. If you guys need a friend or family to talk to, please let me know. Patty says, I watched all of his videos, even the funeral home ones. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with him. I'm sorry. Kathy, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you also for being a moderator on my channel. I truly appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, make sure you go check out her channel, exclamation point Kathy in chat. It is such a cool channel. She does. I love her format because it's like a quilt retreat every time you watch it. It's just amazing. So make sure you check that out. She has some amazing guests on her show, and she does some beautiful projects. Really, truly talented person. So make sure you check her out for sure. Um. Let's see who else is here this morning with us. I've got my phone, the Zoom call is on my phone right now, so I can't check my phone. So I'm trying to read the chat all the way across the room, and it's a little bit. I really need to get a bigger screen or do something. Maybe just make it bigger. I'm not sure. We're getting there. I'm getting to a point where I'm gonna need new glasses, I think, here soon. Let's see. Patty is here. Judy, Raven, Sylvia, Kathy. Mary, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. It is so great to see you. Welcome back. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you're well. You can never hear the music once I go live. Okay. Sometimes I have it, like I've heard it before when I watch some of my replays, like when it gets really quiet, like when I'm not talking, then sometimes you can hear the music come up a little bit louder. But for the most part, it's just kind of supposed to be quiet and in the background. But I prefer music in my ear just because I don't like the silence in my room. But sometimes it's just a little bit too loud, and that's what it was this morning. So I'm just gonna have to, play my own music in my head, I guess. Which is really not a problem for me. I've done it before. Good morning, Susan. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Katie, good morning. Welcome back as well. Speaking of Katie's, just a reminder to you guys, I will be over on Katie from the Greenland Quilters channel this afternoon. I believe it's 3:30 p.m. Central Time. I will double check that for you guys here in just a second. But we are going to be back with our Peace of Mind mending pieces. We did have to skip last month just because of scheduling things, and I wasn't really feeling very well. I kind of got a little bit sick right after our live stream last time. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time. And I will be able to join each other. It's me, Katie, and Myra, and we talk about a very sensitive topic about mental health. Both Katie and I have, well, all three of us actually have different forms of mental health that we're dealing with on our own, and so we like to share our stories and just give you guys an open space to be able to, an open, safe space to be able to talk about your own journeys as well. Myra is actually a professional therapist, so she brings on this other professional viewpoint for us, which is really, really helpful. And then, of course, Katie and I have our own personal experiences that we like to walk you through as well. So if that's something that's of interest to you, make sure you check that out this afternoon over on Katie of Greenland Quilters channel. Check her out. You can do exclamation point Katie, that's Katy, and chat to get a link to her channel. You can go over there and subscribe to her so then that way you're notified when we go live for that. So that will be this afternoon. I think we are back to our normal time schedule of 3:30 p.m. We were having to push it back a little bit later for a few months because Katie was doing another project, but now I think we're back to normal schedule, which is a little bit nicer for Myra and I, because it doesn't cut into our dinner time anymore. we can finish right before dinner. So uh, let's see who else is here this morning. Think I've gotten through everybody in chat. Brenda says, the last glasses I bought with bifocal and stigmatism, $350 supports. I need to go blind. Yeah, I agree with you. I do have your laptop froze. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. I try to go to the eye doctor every year, and the last time I went, they told me there was no change to my glasses, so I didn't do anything different. I ended up actually buying prescription sunglasses instead. Total game changer. I love it. But I've noticed, and I've noticed it the last time I was there, that I'm starting to have a little bit of trouble reading with my glasses on. I don't need a new pair of glasses to read. I just can't have my glasses on. So I may end up needing to either get some clear bifocals on the bottom or something. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I should really make the appointment and we'll see what happens. But it sucks getting old. That's kind of just what happens. Hi Terry, good morning. Welcome back. How is your four-legged friend? Terry was puppy sitting yesterday for I want to say it was a chai weenie, but that's not right. There's something else. It was a little thing, whatever it was. But it was I'm really excited for her to be puppy sitting. And speaking of puppies, we should probably say hello to our own puppies here on the channel who are barking up a storm. Oh, there he is. Hi, loudmouth. Good morning, puppies. Good morning. We gotta say hello to our friends. Oh, she went home. A turkey. That's what it was, right? Everybody sit. Wrigley first. And then Ivy. Good girl. And then Addison. Good girl. And then Mr. Benji, take it nice. Good boy. Good boy. One more, Wrigley. Ivy. Addison. Okay, Mr. Benji, take it nice. Good boy. Good boy. He was so gentle. Thank you for playing. So there's our four-legged puppy friends. They like to come and go as they please. I just kind of half the time I don't even notice when they're in here. Honestly, you guys usually see them before I do. So that's why we have the puppy camera set up here so that you guys can see them coming and going. Sometimes I do have two different dog beds. You can see one in the back there and then kind of one up front here, which the camera is good again. There we go. There's two dog beds there, so they just kind of like to lay down whenever they want to. Ivy usually hangs out in here because she's extremely treat motivated. So she usually just hangs out in here as soon as I start talking. And this room also doubles as my office. So when I'm working remotely or working from home for my corporate job, I'll be in here and I'll like have a meeting or something. And as soon as I start talking in here, she comes running in here because she thinks it's treat time. And she becomes rather insistent if she doesn't get her treat within a certain amount of time. So I usually have to pause my meeting at work to give her a treat. Anyway, it's funny how dogs find these habits and these crazy things. So I wanted to tell you guys first, before we get started on our puppies project with our borders and things, I've told you guys I wanted to show you what was in this box. This box is something that Taylor actually did for me. It's a kit that we purchased. This is a diorama. It is called The Happy Place. You can kind of see it here. It says Happy Place. It is a sewing room. And I wanted to show it to you guys because it's absolutely gorgeous. So I actually have it open right now. Let me remove this pin. You guys can kind of see it there, but I'm actually going to zoom in on it here for you so you can see what it looks like. So this is what, through the looking glass, there's actually a window on the window pane on this side of the glass that you guys are going to be able to see. Ooh, that looks terrible. What happened there? You guys can't even see that. That looks terrible. Let me try that again. There we go. Sorry about that. That looked terrible. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the inside. You can kind of see. I'm going to move the camera in just a little bit closer, but there is just a ton. So basically, this starts out as a completely empty box, and you have to put all these pieces together. It comes with everything is in this cardboard piece, this thicker cardboard here, and then there's actual real fabric and real thread that you have to cut up and put together to make this. And so Taylor's been working on this for me for probably a couple months now, a little bit at a time on her days off, and she finally finished it. It does come with the lights, which is kind of cool, which is also why I've got the camera on a little bit of an angle because I don't want the lights to completely blind you guys. She does actually have a fingerprint right here on the glass. It's not really glass, it's plastic, but there's actually a fingerprint right here, so there's a little bit of smudge there. But you guys can kind of still see all of the detail here. You can see all the different fabric pieces, swatches down here. You can see there's a little kitty cat on the floor, which I thought was adorable. You can see all the, I'm going to turn it here just a little bit so you guys can kind of see this wall here. Hoping to get it over there. But you can see that there's actually a spool of thread here. And then there's down here, oops, right there. It's hard for you guys to see, and I don't know that I can zoom in. Let me try and see if I can zoom in. Oh, I can zoom in. Sweet. you guys can see that there's little bundles of fabric. So what that is those are actually pieces of the cardboard with an actual piece of fabric wrapped around it to make it look like a fabric stash, which I thought was really, really neat. And then all the way in the back there, ooh, back here, that's supposed to be ribbon rolls, and they're like little fabric. Oh, thank you so much for the floating hearts, Naomi. I appreciate that. But there's little fabric pieces back here that are wrapped around a roll, and those are supposed to look like ribbon. And then if we turn, you can see the little iron there. Isn't that adorable? And then if we go all the way over here on this side, it's really hard to see because it's all the way in the back. But all the way in the back here, let me see if I can get my finger. There we go. That back cabinet there is supposed to be a yarn stash. And so basically what it is it's pieces of thread that have been bound, that have been folded up and wound up together and then cut to make it look like it's fraying. And that's what that's supposed to be. It's supposed to be all the yarn, different pieces of yarn. So I thought that was really, really neat. I love all the little details. Like, let me see if I can zoom back out. Down here, you can see this little basket is full of fabric down here as well. There's a little sewing machine. Ooh, there's the sewing machine there, and it's got fabric coming out of the sewing machine. Got your little chair there. So this is all glued together. It's not going to go anywhere. There's no loose pieces, but you can kind of see it. And then, of course, the dressmaker up at the top here. You can see the two dresses that Taylor actually had to put together up there. And then, of course, the second story has more hanging fabric. Ivy quiet. And then a little teapot with a little reading nook and some purses back there. So it's just amazing the amount of detail that is in this thing and the amount of time that it took her to do this. So it will be on display here in my corner. You guys probably won't be able to get a really close picture of it when it's on display here, but so that's why I kind of wanted to just share it with you all so you could really get an idea of the level of detail. You can see the staircase all the way in the back there. Ooh, let me figure. There's the staircase right there. And this is actually a window as well. There are two windows in this. There's one right here, which I can put my finger through. Over here. Come on. You can see my finger kind of. There's this one here. Right here. There's the window. And then there's a window over on this side as well. Over here at the top. There's a window there as well. So that's kind of neat. But this is what Tay's been working on for her mama. This was my quote unquote Mother's Day gift. But so yeah, so I wanted you guys to see it, show it off a little bit. I thought it was really, really neat. So yeah. So thank you again to Taylor for doing that for her mama. It does have a little tap light here. You can just turn it on and off here. I'll switch it around so you guys can see. There's the window, one of the windows. This is the whole box here. It says sewing room. And then you guys can kind of see that here. And so you can just turn the light on and off. So really, really neat. There's the other side of the box too. So you've got that side, of course, the front and the back. This is called a book nook. You can purchase the whole kit online, and it does come with the battery pack and everything else that goes along with it. But it's called. Jeez. Addison, quiet, please. This is called a book nook. I bought this right on Amazon. It was like $56, I want to say. But it does take probably 30 to 40 hours to put together. So if that's something that's of interest to you, you have the time and patience to do it. It's really teeny tiny little pieces. But yeah, so that was really neat. And I'm truly appreciative of it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And so it will sit right here next to my other diorama for now. I do need to eventually get a shelving unit for those so that they can go up a little bit higher. I am looking into shelving units. I just haven't found what I like yet. So anyway, let me flip back over here. I missed all of chat, so I do apologize for that while I was showing that off. So give me just a second. Let me pop into chat and see what y'all are saying about it. Let's see. Oh, Lucas is in the house. Lucas is in the house. Good morning, Lucas. Good morning, bud. Tell my daughter I said hello. Naomi says, so stinking adorable. Yes, it is. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. A lot of work went into it. A ton of work went into it, but I really appreciate it. I think it's just really, really neat. Good morning, Gladys. Welcome back. Sorry I missed you coming in. I was showing everybody some fun stuff. Patricia says, how cool is that? Yeah, it's, I mean, the kit, you can buy the complete kit. It comes with everything you need. Actually has some extra stuff to it too. What did I do with the box? Oh, I remember what I did with the box. I stuffed it back here so that you guys couldn't see it. It comes in this box. The whole thing comes in this box. Um, like I said, I purchased mine from Amazon. It comes with some templates that you need to use to cut the fabrics and pieces, and then this is the stack of fabrics that it sent us. You can see there's a stack of fabrics in here, and then there's some thread pieces in here that you had to cut up and use. It comes with everything you need to do it. The scissors. It comes with some nail files in order to, to file some things down. Two different pairs of tweezers, and then it comes with. These are just some extra pieces of bits and bobs that it came with, and then it comes with a full instruction sheet of all pictures and directions. So it tells you exactly how to do the whole thing. It is a little pricey, 50 some dollars, I think it was. But for what you're getting, and this is going to last a lifetime. I really thought it was worth the money, and it really, if you have a creative person in your family like Taylor, who really likes to be kind of independently creative, I thought it was a really neat project for her, and she really enjoyed it. So she didn't have to curate it herself. She didn't have to come up with the design. So like this diorama here was given to me by a family member who curated it herself. She designed the whole thing. And that takes an entirely different level of talent to be able to do. And so Taylor doesn't necessarily have the patience or that level of creativity, but she does like putting things together and working with things. So that's why this was a perfect kit for her. So if that is of something that's of interest to you, again, completely not sponsored, just something that I really enjoyed. Found it on Facebook. I asked Taylor about it, and she did it for me. So, and now that it's done, I wanted to share it with you guys. So it will be sitting there at least for a little while until I actually get some shelving units for it to put it up a little bit higher. Gary says, I looked online for them. I may try to make one. We will see. They have quite a few of them. I just went to Amazon. I'm sure that you probably could have found them a little bit cheaper someplace else, but the fastest, quickest, easiest way to find them for me was on Amazon. But they have a variety of different ones to choose from, too. You don't have to get just the sewing room. There are a bunch of other options to choose from, but they're called book nooks because they're basically the size of a bookshelf. They're basically the size of a couple of books that you would sit on your shelf. So that's one of the things that I loved about it is that it was so small and compact. But it was also very challenging because it was so small and compact. So, but anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. What are the dimensions? That is a great question. I do not have them here with me, but I can give them to you. I can tell you what they are. It is 9 inches tall by 4.5 inches wide by 7.25 inches deep. So there you go. The idea here is that it's supposed to be the same size as your standard hardcover books, a couple of hardcover books. So there you go. I love it. I've been looking at it every time I come in here. It has actually been sitting on the shelf for a week or two now, but I've had the light off on it so that you guys couldn't really see inside of it. And I've been kind of tucking it back so you couldn't really see it back there. But I'll leave the light on today for it. I don't know that I'll leave the light on the whole time, every time I'm in here, but yeah. Yeah, no problem, Terry. No problem at all. Yeah. Um, okay, so let's go ahead and get started with today's project, now that I'm not distracted by any of that stuff anymore. Last time we were together working on this project, we went ahead and we finished up the quilt top for our Puppies project. We put all the blocks together with the sashing in between. Now we need to put this last border all the way around, and then I have 2 more borders that I'm going to be adding to this quilt to kind of give it a little bit more, so we're going to try and cut those up today and hopefully get them on the quilt. We'll have to wait and see. And then I also have kind of laid everything out and decided what I'm going to do for a binding fabric. So if there's still time at the end of the stream for that, then we will go ahead and prep the binding for that. I can't imagine we will have that much time. I'm not even sure that we're going to get to all the borders today, but we're sure going to give it a go and we're going to try. So first things first, we have this standard border here. This was just the backing fabric. Wow, why do I have this weird thing going on here? But this is just the standard background fabric that we were using throughout the entire quilt. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. There were 4 pieces here that we had to cut, not the width of our fabric, but actually the length of our leftover fabric to hopefully give us enough. So hopefully there's enough here. So I'm going to go ahead and sew these all up as one continuous length so that we can add those to the quilt. I do have extra pieces of this fabric if I really need to kind of Frankenstein some stuff together. We'll have to see, but we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and get these sewn up first together. Hi Rita, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. It is so great to see you. Rita, you'll have to go back and watch the replay. I was just showing everybody this cute little book nook here that my daughter put together for me. You'll have to watch the replay for that, for a little peek at it. I will also post pictures of it on our Facebook group and our Instagram as well, just so that we have them. Let's see. I will also be doing that as well. That is not where I wanted to sew, but alright, okay. So what is everybody else working on this weekend or today? Thank you again to Mama Joyce and Sherlock Cheryl for joining us yesterday. Sherlock Cheryl was sharing with us a quick crafting project that she's been working on that we're gonna actually incorporate onto the channel after we finish our friendship table runner. It was a bag made out of bandanas. It takes 9 bandanas, and we were talking about working with that bandana fabric. It's kind of like working with t-shirt fabric. It's kind of flimsy and not the greatest of fabrics to work with. So we were talking about maybe stabilizing it with some stabilizer to make it a little bit easier to work with, things like that. So we're in the midst of discussing things, our options for that, and we will get that kind of curated. We'll let you guys know when we're going to do that if you wanted to join in on it. It will be another one of those once a month projects because we are only going to be doing it on the After Dark. But Trisha says she's doing her Arabella block of the month. And did I pronounce that correctly? Terry, yes, Patricia, I have named my Juki. This is Jenny the Juki. I named her after the saleswoman who helped me pick her out and decide to purchase her. So yes, I have named her Jenny. Sandra says, I'm still crocheting the large Afghan. It's almost done. That's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my iron and get this ironed up. I meant to turn on my iron earlier. I forgot. But I love Jenny. She's my new best friend. She's beautiful. She's so much fun. I was telling Mama Joyce and Sherlock Cheryl that the only bad part about this new machine is that I have to rewind all of my bobbins. And today I found out that the bobbins I had from my old machine actually were holding more thread than the bobbins for this machine. And the reason I know that is because I actually wound up a bobbin. That's why I actually have a bobbin in here right now because I had extra thread on it. I actually rewound a bobbin from my old machine onto this new bobbin, and it doesn't hold as much thread. It doesn't hold the same amount of thread. So I actually am just using what's left over on the bobbin as actual top thread, just so that I'm not wasting it. Patricia says she can be friends with my Nellie. I love that. Named her after me or grandma. Aw, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. Yes. I love that. After your grandma. Barbecue on the yard with friends. Oh, fun. With the dog you were watching yesterday and her cousins. Well, that's good. I remember you mentioning that you were watching them because somebody had to go into the hospital. I hope that whoever that was is out of the hospital and it wasn't anything too serious. Just going to give this a quick iron. The fabric has been folded for a little while now, so I'm just going to go ahead and iron the whole thing up all the way across. We do have to iron up our seams anyway, so just going to give the whole thing a quick little iron just to kind of make sure it lays nice and flat before we start sewing it up. There we go. When I was at the Fiber and Fabric show, there must have been 2 or 3 different companies that had booths that were advertising different tools for bindings, for creating a binding. One of them was this like ironing tool where you just lay the fabric and you set your iron on top of it and you just lay the fabric underneath it somehow and you just pull and it just iron and it's like, okay. I mean, I guess if you were, doing it for professionally and you're doing a lot of them at a time, I guess I could see where that would be helpful. Um, it just seemed like a little bit of overkill to me. There was another one that we were looking at. It's like the Magic binding. It's the same company that makes um, the Thread Magic. It's the same company, and I think they called it the Magic Binding or something like that. And that one was another weird tool. Has anybody ever used any of those binding tools that they have out there nowadays? Do they really save you any time or effort? I don't mind prepping a binding. Honestly, it doesn't really bother me. I think it's actually kind of therapeutic a little bit. I mean, it's kind of the whole point of the process, right? You have to be able to enjoy every part of it. Even if there's parts that aren't necessarily your favorite, you still have to, you know, you should still enjoy it. I just had an iron scare. I went out after pressing. Oh, you had an iron scare. It went out after you were pressing, and that's because you had a problem with the outlet. Yeah, yeah. I can understand that. I was really upset when the purple iron went out. I was really, really upset by that. Hopefully I've got a few years before this one goes out on me. Rita says binding tools. Yes, me. Which binding tools do you are you Rita? Are you referring to the fact that you're the binding tool, or you? Terry says she has one of those, but it's hit or miss because often she forgets she has it. That's fair. That's fair. I can see that. I was just curious. I mean, I don't anticipate buying one because I enjoy the process of it. The binding, I feel like that's the, like, you know, That's the end of the tunnel. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, you're the tool. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, I am the tool as well. I agree. Um, but I don't know. For me, the binding process is kind of like that light at the end of the tunnel. You know, it's like, oh, it's finally done. You know, and I do still have one quilt. We have our Norfolk quilt that I still have not put the binding on it yet. It is sitting in a garbage bag, completely not a garbage bag, but like a plastic bag. It's sitting in a plastic bag in my quilting room here, ready to go. I just need to prep the binding and actually put it on, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. I've been so busy just with all kinds of other things lately that I have not really had the opportunity, the time or the opportunity to do it. All right, so this is all ironed up now. So let's go ahead and grab our quilt top, which probably could use a good iron itself, but we'll manage without it. But here's our quilt top for those of you who don't remember what it looked like. We're going to add borders to this to make it a little bit bigger, but this is what it looks like. So cute, right? Just so darn cute. So darn cute. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Find that I do not always use the same size binding, so the actual binding tool would be more a waste, as I do a lot of flange binding. Yeah, okay. It's also realizing just folding and ironing body. Yep. Yep. No, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. It's for me it's therapeutic. I enjoy it. I didn't when I first started out quilting because it was very intimidating. I don't know why it was so intimidating, but it was. But then I found kind of the process of to do it. I got the practice of doing it, and now it really doesn't bother me at all. I'm gonna actually need the other side because I want to iron up this side. It really does not bother me at all now. I actually kind of enjoy it. Like I said, it's kind of the light at the end of that tunnel that you're working on. Okay, so what I need to do here, I'm going to start on one side, do the other side, and then we will do the top and the bottom. Let me get this started, and then I'm going to turn the chat onto my phone so that I don't miss anything. Give me just a second here. Okay, now let me grab my chat. I like to have the chat on my phone when I'm looking at my machine, so then that way I don't miss anything. Because, I mean, you guys are here to talk to me and hang out with me for the day. The least I can do is make sure that I'm watching the conversation, right? Hi, Marie. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. It is so great to see you. Marie, make sure you go back and watch the replay later so you can see this cute little diorama that's sitting behind me, right? I can't turn my... That one right there. Make sure you check that one out in the replay later. My daughter put it together for me. It's a kit that you can purchase online, and my daughter put it together for me. And now we're going to go ahead and add the borders to our puppy quilt. The first border is just our regular background border. It's part of our sashing. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. There we go. Turn it inside out. Yeah, Rita, I've done that with a couple of smaller quilt projects before, but I have not done it with a full size before. I've not turned a full size inside out. was really just curious. I don't have any intentions of purchasing it myself. I don't personally see the point in it, but I was just curious if anybody else used it. Hi, Fern. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Somebody in the comments on one of our videos about my new machine asked me if I've purchased any accessories for the machine yet. And the answer to that question is no, not yet, but I do plan on buying a couple of things. One of them is the throat light that you can get. It's an LED throat light that just sticks inside of here. I do plan on getting one of those because I would like some more light. I have the light in the back of my machine that you guys have seen me use before. It does not work at all for this machine. It works fine for my smaller machine, but it gives me absolutely no extra light for this one. So I plan to get the LED light that goes underneath this one. And then I will probably also pick up a stitch in the ditch presser foot for this machine. The machine did come with a couple of presser feet. It did come with a walking foot, which I thought was kind of neat. And it came with a zipper foot, the 1/4-inch presser foot, and the free motion quilting foot is what it came with. It did not come with a stitch in the ditch foot. And I have to be honest and say I tried to use the stitch in the ditch foot on my other machine, and I was never very successful with it. And honestly, I think the foot I had was bent, so it didn't really work anyway. And I had considered buying a new foot, and then I decided to buy a new machine instead, because that's what you do, right? So I will probably buy one for this machine so that I have it, but I don't know that I will use it. So that's why I'm not really in any hurry to buy it. I've just done a binding on this, a couple of small bindings for wall hanging projects just this weekend, and I really liked it. Oh, I'm going to run out of top thread here in just a second. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Gosh, I just can't get over how straight the stitches are. It's just so pretty. So I will probably get one of those. And we'll have to wait and see. I haven't really decided yet. Any high shank foot will work. Yeah, so I don't have to necessarily buy a Juki brand. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I was kind of surprised that it came with its own walking foot, though. That was kind of impressive. Okay, let me just cut this bottom border here. There we go. Or this border at the bottom. It wasn't the bottom border. Now we're going to go ahead and sew up the other side. Go. Oh, wait, I got to rethread the machine. As I mentioned earlier, I had rethreaded one of my bobbins from my old machine, and it turns out that the bobbin for this machine does not hold as much thread as my old bobbins did. So I had a little bit of thread left on this bobbin, so I went ahead and used up the rest of that. And now I've got to pull this thread out and rethread the machine real quick. But there was enough thread in the bobbin to sew up the seams of this thing together and all the way up the. Sorry, Taylor's home, so the dogs are all being barky. Benji is finding his voice, so that's who you hear right now. That's Benji. He's finding his voice. Taylor's home. She works a split shift on Sundays, so she comes home about halfway through her shift for lunch for a few hours and then goes back. Because there's no daycare on Sundays, it's just boarding. They just have boarding, so she just goes in to do the boarding, check the dogs for boarding, and sorry, I gotta think because I'm still new at this, so just gotta make sure I'm doing it all correctly. Hi, Tay. I was just showing off the book nook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did a whole zoom on it for you,
Oh.
so you can see it later. For instance, today is our puppy Willow's 3rd birthday. Well, happy birthday, Willow. Doing anything special for their birthday? How was work?
Good. I like an hour to do all the cats.
You have a lot of cats?
We have like 11 of them.
Oh my gosh, are they all boarding?
Yeah. Well, besides our 4 fosters, yeah.
Wow, you have 4 fosters.
And then
11, 10, 9, 8, 7 cats in for boarding.
I believe so.
My goodness.
2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6.
6 for boarding? 6 for boarding? Wow.
Yes, maybe 10.
That's crazy. No exotic animals this time?
Nope, not today.
That's too bad. She said bunnies.
Yep, and guinea pigs.
And guinea pigs. Supposedly there's a hedgehog, but I haven't yet to see it. Okay, let's go ahead and get our other side up, or attached. Puppy quilt is coming along nicely. Yes, it is, Fern. It is coming along very nicely. We've got the top all done. Today we're going to be working on borders. We've got our first border, which is basically part of our sashing. It's the background fabric. So we've got that we're putting on first. It is, yeah, okay. I think I figured out the problem with my stitching the other day. I was having issues with the bobbin thread not catching, and I think that's because I had the bobbin in wrong. You know, you got things you got to learn when it comes to new machines, and I'm still learning. I am still learning. Just like I got to do a better job of keeping my fingers away from there's a, I don't know what the correct name term of it is, but it's, you put the thread behind it before you put it into the needle, and that thing sticks out really far, and I keep catching my finger on it, so you really got to be careful with that my fingers are a little too close. Fingers are a little too close. Just about done with this side here. So once we get this border on, top and bottom as well, then we're going to start to talk about our other borders that we've got. I've got 2 other fabrics that I would like to put on here as borders. Just to kind of give it a little bit more color, a little bit more framing, widen it out a little bit more, make it a little bit bigger. All right. Okay, so the two sides are on, so I'm going to go ahead and just finger press those open so that we can attach our top and bottom. We'll give it a nice hard press when we're done, but I'll just go ahead and finger press it open just for now. There we go. But I've got two border fabrics. I purchased one of the border fabrics a long time ago when I first started to curate this project. I purchased that one and decided that I really liked it. I was going to use it as a border fabric. That was the intent, and probably binding. And then after laying it out and pulling on another border fabric from my stash, I decided that I'm still going to use it as a border fabric, but I'm not going to use it as a binding fabric. I'm actually just going to use a plain black, a solid black fabric as my binding. I think the black will look better after laying everything out. So this first border here is a 3.5-inch border. Then I'm going to add a 2.5-inch border, which will end up being a 2-inch border. In the same brown fabric that we used for our mystery project, the Frank Lloyd Wright design. Um, I still have a bunch of that brown fabric left, so we're going to use that. And then I have the other fabric that I've purchased. All right, so now let's go ahead and do the top. Get that all lined up. Hi, baby. Are you okay? You're all the way up on me, so what startled you? What freaked you out? Usually Ivy only comes in here and gets right up underneath my feet if something freaks her out. Sorry, friends. I'm just kind of ignoring chat here, and I didn't even realize it. So, my apologies. What did you guys think if you watched the After Dark edition yesterday? What did you guys think of that tote bag that Cheryl put together? The bandana tote bag. We're gonna end up putting one of those together on the channel together. Um, Cheryl wants to put another one together a little bit smaller. She wants to kind of get the dimensions right for us, which I truly appreciate that. Um, but I thought the bag itself was kind of neat. It was a little on the bigger side, like she said, but I thought it was really neat. Lucas, what are you and Tony up to today? I know yesterday you went to a card fair because you guys do the Pokemon cards. Tony getting ready for her end of school year stuff. Is there a field day or how does that go? What colors am I adding to the border? Well, I'll show you guys in just a second. But it is going to be a brown for one border. It's not a solid brown, it's like a tone on tone brown. And then the other fabric is a paw print fabric that is in tones of is in brown tones. So I thought it was going to work real well. I'll show it to you guys in just a second. Just about to go get groceries. Oh, fun. For instance, I've been wanting to make a bandana tote bag. Well, we're going to make one. You can make one with us. It's probably going to take a few episodes because it takes a little while to get it done. But yeah, you're welcome to join us. Not join us, do it with us. Oh boy. Oh my. I missed a piece here. Ivy! She's barking from underneath the covers. I can hear her. You're not intimidating from underneath the covers, just so you know. Didn't quite catch, so I'm gonna sew it again. Didn't quite catch. There we go. Now it caught. The blocks were just a little bit uneven, so it didn't quite catch. Wait, there we go. All right, now let's do the bottom. Yeah, we'll be doing the tote bag in a couple months, maybe another month or two. I think I'm hoping to be able to do the bindings next time we come back. We'll be able to do the bindings on those, and then we're planning to give. I think we're giving away at least one of each kind, maybe both. We'll have to wait. I'll have to double check with Mama Joyce and see what she wants to do. My goodness, Stephanie, welcome to the channel. It's so great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. You startled me. I was in the middle of something and didn't realize that was going to go off. But welcome to the channel, sweetheart. I'm so sorry that you have to wait so long to join in chat, but that is to keep all of the bots out. Or not the bots, but the trolls out. Although we haven't had too much trouble with the trolls, and I think that that's just because of the time limit that we have. But welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Well, next time you come back, make sure you let Lucas know that you're back in chat, and he will get you some extra thimbles so you can play with those. Start earning some prizes. All right. We are putting this puppy quilt together. Let me just finish this border here, and then I'll show you guys what I'm thinking for the borders. Raven says I'm cutting block 1 of the Jingle Bell Pines project. Ooh, that sounds like fun. All right. Oh, I gotta trim it first. Trim it first. Trim first, Dee. Trim first. Turns out we didn't need the extra piece, which was actually kind of nice because I didn't cut that one correctly. There was a little bit of the salvage left on it, so that actually worked out really well that I didn't end up needing it. So just trim this off real quick, and I'll show you guys what we're doing. We need to iron and cut up the other border fabrics, so we may not even get them attached today. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so this will go back in my scrap bin for some lucky winner later on. For my members. Go. When the puppy quilt is done and quilted, are you going to do a showing of it? Am I gonna am I gonna enter it into a show? No, no, I don't usually enter my quilts into a show. Um, I don't really do quilt shows. I'm bad enough with judging myself. I don't need anybody else to judge me for it. I don't take constructive criticism very well sometimes. So no, I'm not planning on entering it. Originally the intent was to keep this quilt for myself. But now that I've been thinking about it some more, I'm thinking I might actually end up giving it away. To someone specific. Not on this channel, but to somebody specific. I've been thinking about it. I haven't really decided one way or the other what I'm doing just yet. But yeah, we'll see. Oh, show you guys? Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. No, no, no. Yeah, you guys will get to see it when it's done, for sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Typically, I put the binding on projects like this where we put them together on the channel. Typically, I'll put the binding on the channel itself so that you guys can see the completely finished product. But yes, I will definitely show it off to you guys. But here's what it looks like with the first border. See the nice chunky border? It really frames it out nice, looks really nice. So that's what that's going to look like for the first border. Let me just fold this up, get it out of the way for a minute so we can work on our other borders. I'll show you guys what the other borders are going to look like. Give me just a second. Just a moment. Go. You guys can't see it because it's just behind the puppy cam. Let me show you what I've got here. So you can see I've got 3 different fabrics here. So this one here is the extra fabric that we had from our Frank Lloyd Wright mystery project. It's a brown tone on tone. It looks kind of like a wood grain almost, or like a screen grain. You can kind of see it a little bit. I plan to use this one as a small border, so I was going to do a 2.5. I was going to cut this at 2.5, so then that way it's a 2-inch border. And then this is the fabric that I bought forever ago to go with this project. You can see the brown tone on tones, and it's little puppy paw prints. I'm going to do a chunky border with this one, probably a 5-inch. I'm going to cut it at 5.5, so then that way by the time it's said and done, it's a 5-inch border. So I'm going to do that one as the outside border for that one. And then this one is just a solid black fabric, and I'm going to use that as a binding. So let me kind of show you what it's going to look like here. So we've got this piece of fabric here, and you guys are going to have to kind of see it here on the table, but we've got this piece of fabric here. So this is the current border that we just put on, okay? Then we're going to put this border on at 2 inches. Let me flip this over here like this, at 2 inches. And then we're going to put this border on at 5 inches, like that, okay? So you got this one here, then you got a little 2-inch here, which this one can actually come in a little bit, like that. Okay, and then you got a 5-inch here. Okay. And then this here, which of course is a huge piece, but this here will just be the binding. So you'll just have the little 2-inch sliver, or the little 1.5-inch sliver of the binding there. So I know it's kind of hard to see on the camera a little bit. It's even more difficult to try and hold it up, but you guys can kind of see what the color progression is going to look like. And I feel like, because I did hold this, so here, let me show you why I decided to go with this brown here in the center here. So originally, this was the original design, was just that one to this one. It's fine, but I just feel like it's a really harsh line. Like it just immediately goes dark. So I think by adding this extra brown border in there, just a small one, just a little 2-inch brown border, I feel like it kind of softens that. It kind of progresses into this color as opposed to just that hard line. I know that seems silly probably to most of you, and it's, you know, it's my quilt, so I'm going to design it how I want to. but but this is what we're planning to do. Um, so that's the idea here. So of course this one's already on. So now we need to cut this fabric here. We're going to do 2.5 inch strips of this one. We're going to do 5.5 inch strips of this one, and I will need 2.5 inch strips of this one as well. This is my this is my solid fabric from my stash. I have one of my bins. You guys remember way back when I have these purple canvas bins. Excuse me. One of my bins is completely full of background fabric or background fabrics that I have large cutoffs for. So like a solid black, a solid white, a white on white, a cream on white, those types of things that are that really nice background fabrics that I can use for borders or bindings or things like that. I usually will keep those. So if I have a solid black or a tone on tone white or things like that, and I have a lot of extra of it, I will keep that, and that does not go into my stash. That does not go into my scrap bins. This is not enough to really do much with, so this will end up going into my scrap bin. But if I had a lot of yardage of it, then I would probably keep it as part of my stash. So, but yeah, so that's what we're going to do now. Mary, thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate it. Same with Terry. Thank you guys so much. Judy also. Fern, thank you guys so much for that. Raven, thank you. Thank you guys so much for those kind words. I appreciate them. So let's go ahead and put the. I am not going to iron it first. I'm going to actually cut it first and then iron it. Um, I know that's kind of the wrong way to do things, but with the amount of fabric that I have here, it's a lot. So now this brown fabric is actually 108-inch wide, so I don't need a lot of it. I actually only need 2 strips of it to do enough of what I need. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that real quick. Move that out of the way. Move that out of the way. But I had a significant amount of the extra from this when we did that other project, so I decided to hang on to it. Because I felt like there was enough here to do borders, at least borders on it, or binding on another project, and I'm glad I decided to hang on to it. So, I need the bigger ruler. I need this ruler. There we go. So now we need to do 2.5, but I have that extra 1/2 inch on the other side of this ruler that I can't stand, so I always want to keep it. Let's see, 1, 2.5. So I need to go like here. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Oh, let me grab rotary cutter. So I need. Did you buy enough of the brown to do the backing? No, Fern, I did not buy enough of the brown fabric to do the backing fabric. I swear I showed you guys the backing fabric. Let me show it to you real quick. It's actually in the thumbnail of the project. If you guys have seen the thumbnail, then you'll know what the backing fabric looks like. Here's the backing fabric. It's dogs. It's lots and lots and lots and lots of dog. That is the backing fabric. Hopefully there's enough there to do what we want to do with it. She may end up having to go sideways with it in order to make it work. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Hopefully there's enough here to do that with. I don't remember how much of it I ended up buying. I'm okay if she has to do the border, the backing, like side to side instead of up and down. I'm actually okay with that. So we'll see. But that's the backing fabric. Yeah, it is really cute fabric. I bought it like forever ago, so I'm afraid if I needed to get more of it, I wouldn't be able to find it now. So kind of being careful with it. I know I bought more than 4 yards, but I don't remember exactly how many yards I ended up buying. I don't remember if I bought 6 yards or if I bought 8. I don't think I bought 8. I might have bought 6. I don't remember. I do not recall. 1, 2. Well, let's go ahead and get this one cut up now. Two and a half. There we go. All right. 2 and a half. So let me go ahead and get these up. I think we really only need 2 strips of this because it's such wide fabric. Could do borders with that brown on the backing. Yeah, you could, Raven, you could. Yeah, to break it up a little bit. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I might, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I might give her this brown fabric and tell her that if she needs to, she could use that with this. That's actually not a bad idea. That's actually a really great idea. I didn't even think about that. I might actually give the give it to her and say if she needs to use it, she can. All right. There's my 2 strips that I needed for this. I only need 2 strips because it's 108 inch, so there's plenty here to do stuff with. And I would not normally buy 108 inch fabric for borders, but they didn't have any in the non 108 inch that I could find, and I really liked the fabric, so that's why I went with it. So we're gonna actually put this fabric back in the bin now, and I will talk to my long arm about it when we get there. Hi Mona, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. So that is a great idea, Raven. I'm gonna actually put that back in the bin, and when I bring it to her, I'll talk to her about it and ask her if, you know, if we could keep it the same direction and just put that border around it. That would work too. All right, so now we're gonna cut up this really pretty paw print fabric. I have way more than I need. Way more than I need. So I don't necessarily know what I'm gonna do with the rest of this just yet. I will do something with it. I just don't know what yet. But I have way, 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 way more than I need. I think I bought 2 yards of it because I wasn't sure what I was going to need it for. I apologize if you guys can hear the thumping in the background. My stupid neighbors seem to think it's okay to blast their radios. So really annoying. All right. The paw print, Sylvia? Yeah, I like the paw print too. That's why I bought it. Um, it was funny because I actually found this paw print fabric. What did I hit? No, I don't want to end the meeting. Um, I actually found this paw print fabric before I found any of the other fabrics. I had the pattern picked out, and I just happened to come across this fabric. Oh, good. You don't hear them? Oh, good, good. 'Cause they're shaking the whole damn house. So my speaker is working, I guess. Um, my windows are literally rattling. They're across the street. My windows are rattling. So makes me so mad. Um, what was I saying? So I found this fabric first. I picked out the pattern, then I found this fabric first, and then after I found this fabric is when I kind of decided that I wanted to go with the brown tones for the puppy heads. Which kind of made sense to me too because my dogs are all the brown tones. So that's why I went with the brown tones for the puppy heads. I wasn't 100% sure on what colors I wanted for the puppy heads at that point when I was curating this project together. So I want to do 5.5 on these. Obviously, the first cut is always a little bit bigger. And I need 5 strips at 5.5. I did some math this morning before you guys got here to make sure that I would have the right amount of things. There's 2. Hi Liz, my gosh, I feel like it's been forever since I've seen you. How are you? I hope you're well. I hope you're fantastic. Welcome back. Yep, they're literally shaking the walls of my house. It's so annoying. I don't mind loud music. Loud music does not bother me. But when it's so loud that it's shaking the houses of your neighbors, then it's a little too loud for me. Then it's a little too loud. So there's 3 of them, and I need a total of 5. This one is a little wonky, so we're going to recut it. I agree, Terry. I wholeheartedly agree. Like, I am all for loud music. I do not mind loud music. You want to jam out? That's fine. But when it's to the point where it's literally shaking my house, that's too loud. That's too loud. Okay, there's 4. One more. When did I get my Juki? I literally just got it 3 weeks ago. I bought it on the 1st of May. So 17 days. I just got it. I absolutely love it. I've wanted one for a while. And I went to the Fiber and Fabric show in Chicago, or not Chicago, in Rosemont, technically. And with the intent of buying a machine, not necessarily this one, but a machine. And I had two in mind that I was looking at, and I finally decided on this one. I decided on this one. They gave me an incredible deal on it. Really, really great deal. Oh, damn. I didn't realize it was almost a quarter of an inch off. Okay, well, this piece is not going to work because that's almost a quarter of an inch off. And I didn't realize it on the bottom, so we're going to have to cut another piece. They'll be deaf soon. Yeah, no, I agree with you. It just annoys me. Like, to me, that just seems disrespectful. Like, nobody else wants to listen to your crap. Like, even when I was a teenager and I had really loud music and stuff in my own car, like, I wouldn't blast it to the point where I was shaking somebody else's windows. So, alright, so this one here is going to end up being scrapped because it turned out that the back piece of it was over just a little bit too far, and it turned out to be a quarter of an inch too short. So I'm going to set that aside for now. This one is extra fabric, so I'm going to set that over here. It's part of the project. What time is it? Just about noon. Okay, so we've got a little bit of time. We can go ahead and start on our border fabric here. See how far we get. They're still playing it. It literally seems like it's getting louder now. It's really starting to annoy me. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this sewn up together into one long strip. Fern, I wish I had good neighbors, but I don't. If I didn't like the price of my house and I didn't like my house as much as I do, I probably would have moved because of my neighbors. Um, you know, I'm actually not really a fan of my neighbors, which I'm sure is part of the reason why they do it. The family across the street are new to the neighborhood, and they have been, I wouldn't say trouble. They're not really trouble. They're just not very respectful of the rest of the neighborhood. They work on their cars, which is totally fine, but they're really loud, obnoxious cars, and they like to, speed race down the road with them. They like to, thump out to loud music and subwoofers, and I mean, that's just a little bit disrespectful of your neighbors, as far as I'm concerned. But for the most part, we just leave each other alone. So, all right. So here is our first border. Let's go ahead and attach this one. I'm also going to sew up these two since I'm here. I'm going to sew these up also. They did finally stop, so I don't know if one of the other neighbors went out and complained or what happened, but I appreciate the fact that they've stopped. It's just, especially for me, like this room is at the front of the house, so it's really distracting. And I know that they don't know I'm on a live stream, nor do they care, nor that should they care. It's just, when it's so loud that it's rattling the windows in my own home, that like whether I'm on a live stream or not, that's too loud. Like, okay, there's that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew up all 5 of these together, just so that we can get everything kind of together, ready to go. Let's get this one sewn up now. Nowadays, you have to stay in your lane. Oh, exactly, Judy. No, I 100%. And, where my neighborhood is located, you don't really know who your neighbors are. I'm not necessarily in a bad neighborhood, but there are some bad people in my neighborhood. So, just gotta be careful with what you're saying and doing. And because some people, especially nowadays, it seems like everybody is, attacking their neighbors and stuff. It's crazy to me. Just crazy. The world is crazy anymore. Yeah, that's right, Terry. Peeps be loco. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? That is 100% the truth. Yeah. Peeps be loco. Well, I like that. That's funny. All right. So all of these are now sewn up together. What did I do here? I folded it and sewed it up together. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me today? Too funny. Too funny. What did I do with my paper? I only have 5,000 of them. What did I do with it? I know I had it out earlier. I had to do something. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. I see it now. Too funny. I sewed up like a whole strip together. It's folded. I was distracted. Wasn't really paying attention. Too funny. Jeez, how do I get it apart now? Well, of course, I back tacked it too, so it's in there good. Can you guys see her? Oh no, you can't see her. Addison is sleeping in the doorway. She's snoring. I know you guys can't hear her, but she's sleeping in the doorway. There we go. All right, now I should be able to just rip this. Yep, yep, sewed it to itself. Yep. You know, this is why I don't claim to be an expert. This is why I never claim to be an expert because, you know, do as I say, not as I do. Yeah. That's like, why are there only four? There should be five strips here. Yeah, it's because you sewed one up together. Ah, you know, I blame the neighbors. They distracted me. Cedar says I always end up needing to rip when I backtack. Always. That's why I don't usually backtack. No, I don't either. But you know, new fancy machine. I really like the reverse button. It's nice big flat panel paddle. You know, it's fine. It's fine. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and iron up these seams open real quick. They were nice big chunky seams, so. Should probably iron up this whole thing. In case you're wondering, this particular fabric and the backing fabric are both Timeless Treasures fabrics. Try the extension table. Terry, I was gonna try the extension table, but this piece here that my in my cabinet goes is just a little bit too low for the extension table to be able to fit in there with the legs. So I would actually need to have Mr. Wizard cut me another piece of wood to fit in there so that it would lay flat. But yes, I do intend on someday using the extension table because it's a big extension table. Like I've got it sitting right here. It's crazy. Like it's massive. Look at the size of this thing. It's just huge. Huge extension table. Huge. Like, so I have it here. It's like ready to go. I just have to figure out how to get it to work. But yeah, I may end up doing that because I am finding that I'm leaning over too much with this as low as it is. I need it to be up just a little bit. And so the extension table is probably going to be a great thing for me. But I do need to get a piece of wood to lift it up just a little bit. So, so yeah, so I did try, but it's just a little bit too low. And I even tried like extending out the feet, but the feet don't really sit right inside of here the way it's supposed to. And so it was just wobbly. And so I'm like, that's not going to work for me. So I gotta get a little piece of wood to put in there. So lift it up ever so slightly. Katie says, I love my extension table. Mama Joyce, I don't know, I think I told you guys this. Mama Joyce has bought herself, and she bought it when we were at the show. She's waiting for it to come in. It's an acrylic, so it's a clear extension table, and it's an oversized one. So it's going to be, and it's custom fit to her machine. She had to tell them exactly what type of a machine she had. Um, it's custom fit to her machine, so she could. I'm gonna have to iron this, I think. Um, So it's going to be really nice. It's going to be really, really nice. I'm going to actually iron this. I wasn't going to, but the way this is laying, it's starting to annoy me a little bit. So I'm just going to iron the whole thing up real quick. Where did you find one for a featherweight? I think you can buy them. I'm like, they make custom ones, don't they? Don't they make custom ones? There. Much better. Much better. So much better. Right. I'm just giving it a quick iron just to kind of flatten it out. There's some creases in it. So I'm not looking for anything really perfection-wise here. Just kind of a little bit better than it is. Iron is still warm though. Iron is still warm. I can feel it cooling down though. It is not as warm as it was, so it needs to be recharged, I'm sure. But it's still really hot to the touch. It's probably only a couple of degrees difference. There we go. All right. There. Much better. Hi, Melanie. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you're well. I realize I haven't done it in a little while, but if you guys would do me a quick favor and just go down there and tickle that like button for me, I'd really appreciate it. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers sometime before the end of the year. Patricia says, hubby just bathed the dogs. 3 dogs with the zoomies. That's fun. That's fun. That's usually when we're yelling at them, go outside, go outside. All right. Well, we've got about half an hour left, about 20 minutes left. So let's go ahead and attach our second border on now. I don't know that we're going to get the whole thing done, but we're going to try. The second border is this brown fabric here. This brown fabric right here. So we're going to go ahead and attach that up. Just throw that on the ground. Go. Oh. Katie says, Danny, I need to talk to you after your live. Of course, Katie, no problem. Does it need to be a Zoom call? Do you need to just talk to me on a uh, a Facebook Messenger or something like that? But I'm happy to chat with you, hon. Happy to. Hi, by the way. Good evening. Good morning. How are you? I hope you're well. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can talk. We can chat. I can send you a Zoom link if you want. We can chat on Zoom when I'm done here. All right. Messenger is fine. I'm very sick. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Katie. Yeah, we can totally talk on Messenger. Yeah, we'll talk afterwards. I'm so sorry to hear that. Really, really sorry to hear that. Yeah, we've only got about 15 more minutes, sweetheart. So just a few minutes, and then I can call you on Messenger. It's totally fine. Yeah, totally fine. All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No problem, no problem. Yeah, I'll call you on Messenger just as soon as I'm done here. Not a problem. Uh, Sorry, I missed it. What was the link for? Not that it matters. I'm totally fine with Terry sharing links. She's extremely helpful. What was the link for, though? I'm just curious. I missed it. Whatever it was. Whatever it was. Skizzers. Where did I put the skizzers? Did anybody see what I did with my skizzers? Oh, for the extension table. Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Some machines come with them, and some machines don't. My baby lock came with it too. Came with the extension. My other sewing machine, my backup brother, came with one as well. But it was not an acrylic one, and it definitely wasn't anything custom. I think you were talking about the featherweight, so I'm guessing it was probably for the featherweight. Raven says, "LOL, I can barely keep track of my own scissors. How am I supposed to keep track of yours?" Fair, that's fair. You know, when I was in the other room, I actually used to have the scissors like in the cabinet because there's actually holes in the cabinet here. But I don't really use it anymore, the cabinet for things like that anymore, like I was. And I probably should because then things wouldn't get lost. You know what it is? This table has like adding this card table with a board on top of it has just completely spoiled me when it comes to organization because now I have things, I have someplace to set things, and so now I lose them. I'm not nearly as organized as I used to be. We're gonna try and put this border on here. We'll see how much time we end up with. Maybe we'll get both borders on. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, that would be amazing if we got both borders on. Both borders on. Oh, your featherweight is the only one that didn't come with one? That makes sense. That makes sense, yeah. She says, I get it. That's why I straighten up. I don't clean up and move things. I'm a creature of habit. If I don't, yeah, I agree. I have to. I usually do like after every live stream. I'm usually putting everything back away, reorganizing and all. All right. So now we got the other side cut up or sewn up, not cut up. Let me go ahead and trim this one now. And we are just about at our seam, our first seam. So there you go. 108-inch strip did both sides with a little bit left over. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and finger press these open really quickly. What I will probably end up doing is because we only have the one border left, I will probably end up putting the second border on after um, off camera. So then that way we can get this one over to the long arm. And then I will give it to her, let her do the quilting of it. And then when I bring it back, you guys will get to see what the other border looked like. And then you'll also get to see what it looks like with the backing fabric, the quilted piece, and then we'll put the binding on it. So since there's just this little bit left to do, rather than taking a whole another 2 hours to try and fill up the time, I think that's what we'll do because it won't take me 2 hours to put this on. Um, Heck, I might even do it this afternoon. We'll see. What am I missing? Somebody says, look at what? If I move it, I will never see it, Fern says. Katie says, next Friday is the sewing expo near me. If the guy who makes extension tables for featherweights is there, I'll buy one. He's cheaper than the FW shop. Yeah, for sure. Jerry says, everything is where I keep it so I can easily recall. I just asked my brain, where would you keep that? And I can find it. My brain is sometimes a separate entity. Her name is also Terry. Too funny. Don't commit me, my friends. I trust you with my thoughts. Hi, Shirley. Good evening. Good morning. Welcome back. So great to see you. I didn't see you pop in there. Welcome back. All right. Now we just got to do top and bottom. Oh, wait. I forgot to do this side. Let's go ahead and get this side going. Oh, I need to trim this too. Do with my, there it is. Scrap cup. Those are for all my little crumb pieces that I don't end up saving. My teeny tiny little shreds. Somebody said that they keep those shreds and they use them as stuffing for dog beds and things, which I find to be absolutely genius. I do not do that, but if that person wants me to start keeping mine and just keep sending them Ziplocs of it, I'm happy to do that. I would much rather give it to somebody that's going to use it than fill a landfill with it. So if you guys want me to keep my little crumbs like that, literally the shreds, I am happy to do that. Shirley says she's doing okay. Glad to hear that, Shirley. Glad to hear it. All right. I imagine saving those for dog bed would take a while. I would think so too. Yeah, I don't feel like I have that much. But, Mr. Wizard does an amazing job of emptying out my garbage can, so I don't really know how many there would be. Maybe if you saved them for a year, maybe. I don't know. And it's a small dog. I don't know. But they could probably be used for the memory bears too, but I'm gonna use Phil for that. I'm not gonna mess with the shreds. I mean, I'll save them if somebody else wants to use them, but I'm not gonna use them. I don't have that kind of patience. Stuffing toys, Fern said. Oh, okay. Cat toys, pin cushions, little stuffed Christmas onesies, ornaments. Gotcha. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I don't have that kind of patience, but I bet somebody else does. I'm sure somebody else does. Yes, Terry. Mr. Wizard is the garbologist in the house. Yes, he collects the garbage for us and takes it out to the street. We've offered to help, but he usually gets home before either Tate or I get home, and so he ends up just doing it before we even get home. So, but yeah, he collects all the garbage in the house every week. He cleans out the litter box, which is wonderful, honestly. Um, yeah, he does all that stuff for us. It's just kind of something he took on when he moved in. So, okay, works for me. 'Kind of tired today. Might take a nap before our next stream. I do have to get dog food going though. 'Think we'll have just enough time to finish the other side, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then I'm just gonna put the other border on myself after the off camera, because it's not enough time to. It's not gonna take me 2 hours to do that, so I'll just do that off camera. And 33 viewers right now. My goodness, that seems like a record. Thank you to everybody watching. If y'all wouldn't mind going down there and tickling that like button for me, I'd really appreciate it. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing to the channel if you like what you've seen here today. We are on our road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a massive giveaway that will be available to subscribers only. You do need to be a subscriber in order to win. All right, let's just get this top border on here, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like with this first border on it. Already, I think with just this first border, it looks really nice. I'm seeing it here on this machine. I don't know if you guys can even see it at all, but it's looking pretty good with this first border on here. Addison has moved to the dog bed. You guys can see her now. She's over there sweeping on the dog bed. They really like the dog beds. They really do. And I wish that we could bring them into the other rooms for them. But the cat just pees all over them. Just, even if we're sitting there watching, like she doesn't even hide it. She just does it. And it's just frustrating. So we keep them in here away from her. Especially that big one, because that big one really can't be washed. At least not easily. Fern says paid the rent at the door. Well, I appreciate that very much, Fern. Thank you for that. We've been getting a couple of new subscribers every once in a while, 2 or 3 stream, which is kind of nice. Oh, they're back again with the damn radio. Just in time. Alright, let me turn this off real quick and I will press this one open, this top piece open here so you guys can see what it looks like. This is all we had left out of 208-inch strips. Let me go ahead and press this open. Finger press this open real quick so you guys can see it. This is the top, so y'all can kind of start to see what's happening. Like I said, I will get that other border on off camera. If I didn't have a couple of extra things I needed to do today, I probably would just run this stream a little bit late to get it on. But I do want to reach out to Katie because she sounds like she needs to talk to me about something important. And I got a couple of things I need to take care of before this afternoon. Otherwise, I would have stayed online to let you guys see what it looks like. But it just means that y'all get to be excited and surprised when it comes back from the long arm and you get to see what it looks like then. So let me at least show you what this one looks like. There we go. Just a little border all the way around it for right now, and then we'll have another chunky border that goes around the edge. That was puppy paws. I think it's gonna look really nice. There you go. Looking pretty good so far. Puppy heads are adorable, as always. I mean, come on now. Who doesn't love a puppy head? Who doesn't love a puppy head? Right? Big floppy ears. I love it. So, anyway, friends, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Today, I really appreciate y'all hanging out. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. Really appreciate y'all subscribing. Hopefully, you'll be able to join us again on our next live stream. We will be back here again on Wednesday for our Whip Wednesday, where we're going to be finishing up our Spools of the Year project, and then depending on how much time is left, we might grab some other project and start working on that. Of course, Twisted Dreams is coming up next week. So next week's going to be a busy week for live streams. I've got one on Sunday for Timberland Trails, And I've got a members only on Memorial Day. We will be meeting on Memorial Day, so if you guys can't join us, that's totally fine, but we will be meeting on Memorial Day evening. And then Twisted Dreams is on Tuesday the 26th. So lots of stuff coming up next week, or not next week, 2 weeks from now. Next week is just Wednesday. The 20th is Wednesday, so we'll be working on that kind of stuff. Um, Maybe there's a live stream this afternoon on Katie's channel. I'm not sure yet. I'll let you guys know. But anyway, thanks again so much, guys, for hanging out with us. As always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, great rest of your weekend, and I will see you all again real soon. Bye for now, friends.